Namaskar. It is almost genetic in its nature that each generation will become more digital than the preceding one. Nicholas said that in 1995 in Being Digital. Welcome to the stream of digital transformation of governance. We would start with first session titled as Digital Transformation of Governance, Evolution and Building Blocks. The session would flow in 5 chunks. At the outset, we will cover what is governance with respect to sustainable development governance and good governance. Then we will move on to demystify the world of information communication technologies or digital technologies with special emphasis on emerging technologies. After that, we will try to understand and see the features of digital transformation. Lastly, we would try to look at what is our aim in digital transformation of governance. That aim is to study and create one nation, one platform, and to achieve that, in the end we would demystify the paradigm shift in governance. By this time you already know that governance ought to be aligned towards good governance, which actually converts to happiness for all and is achievable through 17 targets beautifully identified by Sustainable Development Goals. A hurried recap. Sustainable Development Goals start from SDG 1, which is no poverty, to zero hunger, to good health and well-being, SDG 7 being affordable and clean energy, moving on SDG 9 to industry, innovation and infrastructure, SDG 16 being peace, justice and strong institutions, and finally SDG 17, which is partnership for the government. And all this to be achieved through 8 characteristics of 8 governance, starting from being accountable to transparent, responsive, equitable and inclusive, effective and efficient, follows the rule of law, participatory and finally consensus oriented. Good governance and SDG goals together create a framework and a target for all of us across the world to achieve. But how far is it correct? The reality indeed bites. Governance all across the world, especially in developing countries, is assailed with so many problems, and the symptoms to these problems can be felt through external symptoms as well as internal symptoms. Dr. J. Satyanarayana says those external symptoms could be long queues, tedious procedures, too costly, silo approach, quality issues, lack of transparency, air of mystification, corruption prone, and finally being unresponsive. And he moves on to delineate the internal symptoms, which could be mountain of files, person dependency, demotivation, people related, senior officers too busy, no value added, process in unclarity, breakdown in IT all the time, outdated applications, networking issues and so many other internal symptoms. So this misery could be relieved in governance by compelled application of information communication technologies. Information communication technologies, also referred as digital technologies, is actually an umbrella term that includes all digital, electronic, computing and communication devices, hardware, software for networking as well as computing, right from a humble radio to digital TV to cellular phones to computer network, hardware, software, digital systems, satellite systems and so on and so forth. The new format of information communication technologies are also called in literature as NICT, New Information Communication Technologies, popularly known as emerging technologies. Gartner in 2017 classified these emerging technologies in 3 categories. The first one being artificial intelligence category, second is immersive technologies and third is digital platforms. In artificial intelligence, we have plethora of technologies like robotics, facial recognition, autonomous vehicles, conversational user interfaces, natural language processing, drones and much more. In second block of emerging technologies called as immersive technologies, we have wearable technologies, assistive technologies, mixed reality, which is combination of virtual reality and augmented reality, 3D and 4D printing, additive manufacturing, nanotechnology, smart dust, brain computer interface, volumetric displays, holograms and so on. These first 2 categories Viz, artificial intelligence and immersive technologies totally rely on the third category called as digital platforms. Digital platforms provide IT infrastructure crucial for successful implementation of first two categories. You guessed it right. It includes cloud computing, fog computing, edge computing. It includes Internet of Things or Internet of Everything for that matter. It includes big data analytics. It includes 5G or 6G computing technologies and communication technologies. It includes blockchain, digital twin, quantum computing and much more. The entire idea is coupling up these emerging digital technologies with government or business initiatives to achieve a competitive advantage, improved service delivery, citizen engagement and a radical change across the organization. This is what is digital transformation. This journey towards digital transformation is a complete change in the setup of governance and government obviously, and is achieved through various stepped processes. These steps could be inherent in the system or they could be tangibly achieved over a period of time. Gartner has again given a wonderful cycle called as evolution of government to governance to digital transformation of governance in 4 phases. The first phase is obviously the manual phase, which is phase 0. Phase 1 has been called as information phase, where the government would create a static website and the government decides to go online in phase 1. In phase 2, the same static website now becomes a dynamic website and is capable of interaction with the end user or the citizen in this case. This phase 2 is an e-governance phase where the civic engagement starts happening through government platforms. In the third phase, e-commerce element is built up into these platforms and this is called as transaction phase. In phase 3, because financial exchange happens between the citizen and the delivery agencies, therefore privacy and security of data becomes a very crucial thing. In the last phase which we are concerned about, the whole transformation of the governance starts happening. That means end-to-end digitalization of government processes to give good governance happens, where governance becomes agile. Governance imbues characteristics of Industry 4.0. Governance becomes a new platform to achieve, which is also called as GovTech or digitalization of governance. And it is this phase 4 that all of us would focus in the rest of the 15 sessions. Transformation is an ecosystem approach which should focus on socio-cultural factors, economic factors, business models, redefined investment policies, taxation policies, consumer protection, development targets, legal factors which include cyber law, labor law, intellectual property rights, identity issues, transfer of technology, content control, internet governance. And last but not the least, this ecosystem also comprises of infrastructure and standards which need to be looked into. Therefore, we can understand digital transformation as integration of digital technology into all areas of a business, fundamentally and radically changing how the businesses or governance in this case operates and delivers values to customers, citizens in this case. Digital transformation of governance therefore needs a 3-pronged approach. First is focusing on people, second is focusing on processes, third is focusing on policy. Workforce enablement, digital technology integration across processes, change in policy, flexible policy approach at national level, organizational level and individual level. Because it is integration of these 3 factors which would give us the net outcome in terms of UX, user experiences, and UI, which is user interfaces, which is achieved only through operational agility. Therefore, key features of digital transformation can be seen as go all out digitally, both externally and internally. Promote agility from concept to completion of the processes. Promote national digital ecosystems, and we'll keep coming back to this, which I call as one nation, one platform. And last but not the least, design new collaboration and implementation models. Now, how do we achieve this? What is the approach to digital transformation? The approach to digital transformation stands on two pillars. The first pillar is called as systems thinking approach, which says the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. That means now we have to look at governance holistically so that the governance elements are responsive to the changing environment. We don't have to look at silos now. And the second approach is imbued design thinking. Design thinking means co-creating for socially meaningful and targeted development strategies. That means to involve citizens in the processes, for which we follow a model called as inform, consult, involve, collaborate and empower model, designed by International Association of Public Participation, abbreviated as IAP2 organization. So the core ingredients to achieve digital transformation of governance, also called as GovTech, it is also called as Gov 4.0, it is also called as digitalization of governance, whatever, irrespective of nomenclature. It involves citizen engagement, it involves a national digital ecosystem approach, it involves collaboration and new implementation models, where everybody, right from small businesses to innovators to government to industry, everybody collaborates. It involves digitalization and not digital, which is end-to-end convergence based from Industry Revolution 4.0, and it involves agility and flexibility in approaches, policies and implementation. The net outcome of digital transformation of governance in its most ideal form is to achieve one nation, one platform, which is available to all, which is affordable to all, which is accessible to all and which is adaptable to all. Thanks a lot. In our next session, we will try to understand co-creating governance and crowdsourcing ideas from citizens. Thank you. Jai Hind.